folks, welcome back to Endaba Africa. This is Chris once again. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Chris White Africa on the Endaba Africa channel. Today, streaming live on Facebook. Yes, I know that's not the norm. Welcome back, whoever's out there watching around the world. I see it is in fact live. We've got a few viewers, so that's a good sign. And first, I got to say to our guest today, herzlich willkommen bei uns auf Chris White Africa.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
All right. For those who aren't keeping score at home, today's guests are Melanie, Mike, and Kevin Oesch. They are from the well-known and award-winning Oesch die Dritten. And for those who don't know, that's the surname Oesch. And the Dritten is the third generation. And we'll talk a little bit about that. I thought it'd be a unique way to talk to the group. They've been interviewed by many people around Europe, especially, but also around the world. I thought it'd be interesting to talk to them today about the third generation. And here we have the third generation with us. So with that, Mike and I linked up first as we set up for the stream. So I'm going to ask the first question to Mike. Mike, you are in fact a third generation, the three of you, eh?
Yeah.
So what's that like for you guys? I mean, because your grandfather was the first generation, then your parents, and now you.
Yes, exactly. Our grandfather started this project as music, and then our parents are the second generations, and we three are the third generation. And yeah, we grow up with this music, with this kind of music, with folk music, and the whole time in our house was full of music, and that was really beautiful to grow up with this. And I think it's also a little bit in our blood.
Yeah, no doubt. I should think so. You know, it's I have no musical talent whatsoever. I should share that up front right now. I couldn't sing to save my life. If they said, you know, you're going to go to the gallows unless you sing a song, I'm like, okay, where are the steps? I'm going right to the gallows because I'm just that bad. You laugh, Melanie, but it's ich sage nur die Wahrheit here. Telling the truth. But growing up with music in the family, it must be an absolutely wonderful experience. Music really brings people up, and especially Volksmusik. It's really awesome. Melanie, you were brought into the group, I think at age 10. Is that right?
Yes. On my 10th birthday, we had our first TV show with us at Dritten. Before we had several concerts, mini concerts or presentations. I say, father and grandfather, they did a lot of concerts and a lot of dancing evenings. This was a famous tool. And sometimes we sang 3-4 songs there, and people were very amused about we were very small. Kevin was, I don't know, 5 years, Mike 6, and me 8. And it was a good experience. And then at the age of this, we had no plans, you know. It was just fun. It was just, we are in there and we are together, and
So that's the part I didn't understand. So I thought that they brought the third generation. It was just Melanie, but all three of you were brought in at the same time. So Mike, you were just like 5 years of age and they drug you into this band. That must have been a little confusing for a 5-year-old.
Yeah, to begin, it was really, really, it's for us, for me, it was really, it was normal. It was like, that's the usually daily business like that. Yeah, it was
just normal course of events, just the way things go. I think I might have got the ages wrong. Maybe it was Kevin that came in at 5. Was it you at 5, Kevin?
Ich verstehe nicht alles. Kannst du auf Hochdeutsch?
Ja, auf Hochdeutsch natürlich. Und ich werde übersetzen für unsere Zuschauer. Ja, bitte, auf Deutsch.
Ich habe die Frage nicht verstanden. Nein.
Also er hat dich gefragt, ob du kannst sagen, ob du noch weißt, wie das war, mit 5 zur Band dazu zu stoßen.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Ja, für mich war das ganz normal, weil meine Schwester und Bruder auch gesungen haben und mitgemacht haben, und wir hatten einen riesen Spaß zusammen zu musizieren und zu singen und wirklich war ein riesen Spaß. und bis heute geblieben.
That's awesome. So what Kevin said, okay, so for you guys to know, I spoke Hochdeutsch, maybe not so well apparently, but Melanie understood me. She translated to Swiss dialect that they speak, I guess, in the Bernese Oberland for Kevin. And what Kevin said in Hochdeutsch back was that, yeah, no, it's perfectly normal. We love to sing, and with my sister and my brother, and we just had a lot of fun. And look, it's still going on. How was that, Melanie? Do I do a good job übersetzen?
A very good job. I'm so impressed, Chris. I would like to speak a lot of languages like that, but yeah, I'm very impressed. Thank you so much.
Mais c'est pas vrai parce que tu parlais aussi le français, n'est-ce pas?
Un petit peu, oui, un petit peu.
Okay.
Parce que français, c'était mon préféré, mon sujet préféré à l'école, mais voilà,
Okay.
il fait déjà longtemps.
Okay, and that leads me into something I want to talk about here. Look, okay, you guys, okay, I'm sorry. I'm a fan. I'm a fanboy. I love the group. It's amazing. You guys are awesome. I would walk over hot coals to listen to your concert. That's the truth. But this isn't fair. It's very confusing. Let me explain to you. So Hans Uli, very German sounding. Annemarie, very German, traditional sort of things. And then Melanie comes along. Okay, that's German. And then we have Mike. And okay, maybe that's Michael. Okay. And then there's Kevin. What that? Right. And hold on, Melanie. I'm gonna have to let the cat out of the bag. I know that a lot of people listen to the group, and a lot of young men get very excited because Melanie's very attractive. But she is taken, and she's continued this on now with another generation, with another strange Anglo-Saxon name of Robin for a child. So what happened? Why the move from the traditional German names to these American sounding names? And okay, so who should I ask that question to? Let me ask Mike. Mike, any idea? Okay, Melanie has the answer. Let's ask Melanie.
Yeah, Melanie.
Okay. Let me say a few words about the surnames Mike and Kevin. Our parents, they are really big fans of the country America. They visited America. I don't know, my mom was quite 20 years old, and my dad, they did a tour. They toured through a few Swiss clubs in America and played there some concerts, and they were really big fans, and also they were amused about these short names, and they decided not to take Hans or Urs or I don't know for our names. And yeah, I think we are all of us three very happy with our surnames.
Definitely.
And you asked why Robin. Moi, j'aime bien les prénoms français, donc Robin, Robin, c'était très proche. That's a name I heard in every languages already. So we decided to take a name who can maybe a Swiss, German, Bernese Oberland grandfather can speak out this name, and one person in Germany or en France, and naturally also in America. So we decided to take this name, and it's a beautiful name. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. But I mean, so you look, if you go, you hear about this group, Oesch die Dritten. Okay, all right, got it. And then it's a Swiss yodeling group. Okay, so you're expecting all these very German or maybe French or even Italian names, maybe. But that is like Melanie, Mike, and Kevin, and then we hear that Melanie has someone named Robin. I'm like, that's but you know, that's pretty interesting. That your parents, and I'm glad your parents like America. I love America. Of course, I'm an American, so I'm very biased in that respect. But so let me change gears a little bit here. That's fascinating. But let me ask you guys, because you do the yodeling, and Mike and Kevin play instruments, and I have no expertise in instruments. So for my audience, if we'll start with Mike and then we'll go to Kevin. He could tell us about the instruments that you play and how that fits in the group. Mike?
Yeah, firstly, I just singing in the group, and then later Kevin played the guitar and Melanie the keyboard, and she's singing. And then, yeah, the bass, it was that it miss in the band. And then I said, okay, then I will play the bass. And firstly, just the normal E bass. electric bass, and later I learned to play the double bass. And yeah, actually in this time it's really interesting to change the basses and to play in different kinds of musics. And in our music you can really do a lot of different styles to include it in our music. And this, it's, for me it's really interesting, and I love to play this. And it's also for me a character, I don't know, character for me. And I'm really the man he a little bit quiet and not so directly. And the bass, I think it's really fit to me, this instrument. And yeah, I love it.
So are you saying that you're a bit shy? Is that your character? You're a bit shy personally?
Sometimes, yeah. I'm not this person that came in a group and talk and talk and talk. I came to the group and look sometimes a little bit in the round, and then if I feel me convenient, I can speak. Yes.
All right. Well, that helps. Before Kevin, can you tell us about what you play, the instruments?
Was?
Ja,
Was?
Du über das Gitarre spielen kannst reden und wieso dass du dazu bist gekommen, also auf Hochdeutsch.
Also, weil Mike auch ein Instrument lernen wollte, aber ich mich nicht mehr getraut, zu singen. Und dann habe ich, weil ich immer den Rhythmus gemacht habe in der Band mit so Perkussion und so eine Ratsche und so, wollte ich was mit dem Rhythmus zu tun hat, und dann bin ich auf die Gitarre gestoßen, ja.
Okay. So if I understood correctly, what Kevin was saying is that Mike was playing instruments and he wanted to get in instruments too. And so he thought, look at percussion, then he got into guitar. How was that? Did I do all right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So listen, I have to share this with you guys. You know, as ich mich Deutsch selbst gelehrt vor 35 Jahren. Boy, Mensch. As I taught myself German 35 years ago, I would travel around, of course, and there's different accents. You know how it is in the German-speaking lands. You go from one village to the next, and you can't even understand some of the things people are saying. But for some reason, I usually am okay throughout Bavaria. If I'm in Bayern, if I'm in Berchtesgaden, or if I'm in Garmisch, I seem to understand people. But when you Swiss Germans start speaking Swiss German, I really have to listen. I got about what Mike said, about 60% of the words, and the rest, I assume I got them. So I really have to pay attention, but it is interesting, I think.
So Chris, take it easy, because there are a lot of Swiss people, they do not understand us too. So there we have so many different dialects. Sometimes it's really crazy, but it's also funny, you know, it's, yeah.
No, it absolutely is. Melanie, I got Giselle from South Africa, who is a mutual acquaintance of ours, an Afrikaans performer. Her husband, who's a producer, and I work with him, he sent me the lyrics for Heimat, for your song. And he had sent them to me because he copied them from the internet. And he said, can you translate these for me? I'm like, not in this lifetime. What is this, Swiss German? I have no idea what this is. So I actually translated them as best I could. And then a few days later, I told him, I said, listen, it's going to take me a while because I may have to reach out to their agent because I don't want to get this wrong. I think I know what they're saying, but I'm not sure. And I don't want to make a mistake. So I was very busy. And a few days later, I guess you had already been in contact with Giselle. They sent me a PDF, an Acrobat file with the lyrics. And I'm like, okay, that's what that word means. But it was very challenging for a German speaker to understand the dialect that you guys sing in there, which was odd because when I listened to your performance, I'd swear I understand what you're singing. And then I looked at the written lyrics. I'm like, that's not what Melanie said when she was singing. It's very confusing.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's a little bit a pity because when we, for example, stream on YouTube or when we do some videos, all these undertitles, they doesn't work really. And We have a lot of fans from all over the world. They asked us, hey, please can you put these undertitles, and please can you give us the translation? But we aren't able to do that because YouTube or Google, or I don't know, they're not able to translate our dialect. It's like that.
Yeah, I don't think that Google's set up to do Bernese Oberland Deutsch, you know. Probably not. But so listen, I have to say this. Kevin, I'm looking at Kevin. He's got a cap on. He's got a T-shirt on. His name is Kevin, and I could easily mistake him for some oak in New York or Los Angeles. He looks like an American sitting there with that cap on.
Yes.
that part.
Yes, I like.
You like that? Yeah, it looks great
Yes.
on you. It looks great on you. So let me ask you guys this. You know, watching your videos, when you do the videos, especially if they're recorded in Switzerland, they're absolutely stunning. I mean, it must be really interesting to record those videos outside like that, because it's not like you're in a studio. Recording in a studio is very different. And I realize that maybe you actually are singing outside in the studios, what's recorded over the video. But Mike, what's that like, recording these videos out there in a field with cows? That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and we love to change the locations for the videos. Sometimes it's indoor and outdoor, on the mountains, like the Benue Boy. It was a song that we recorded in a country western saloon, and it was really interesting and cool to change the locations, and it's also to adapt it to the song. Yeah,
it's pretty interesting. Now, I came across a video that you guys did a few years ago, about 7 or 8 years ago. And I can't recall the name, but it's something like Muda or something. It's about a cow. Yeah, there you go. That's the one. That's the one. Okay, Melanie, where did that song come from? Is that a tribute to your dairy cow? What's going on there?
That's a really funny story, because I don't know how much you know about Swiss sports, traditional sports. It's called Schwingen. You know, it's these fights, 2 men in a place with I don't know the word Sägemel. It's the word in German. It's a wooden stuff, and it's a big tradition here in Switzerland. And every 3 years they have a national, ein eidgenössisches Schwing- und Alperfest, called in German.
Okay.
And it's really big. So they build up the biggest tribune from the whole sport family, and they have a lot of entertaining around these festivals. And we were able to write a song for the first prize. So the first prize it's not money. The first prize is a cow. So, you know, we were asked to write the song a little bit funny, a little bit like, you know, and we write Derትን, and the video is still very, I don't know, people
popular
all over the world, they love this video, and they do not know that's what was for 1 year. So here in Switzerland, it's not really actual anymore. It's gone, but people who do not know about this story, they think, oh, that's a song from Dritten. You know, it's a little bit funny also for us, because people they ask us, oh, can you please play Dertin? And for us it's what? Christmas is you know.
So it was a special for this big fest that takes place in Switzerland, and it was a one-time sort of thing, and that's why you did it. That's okay. That makes the more sense. The reason it got my attention is we were talking a little bit before we came on air, and I told you a little bit about me, but I didn't tell you everything. I also was a dairy farmer before I went to university. In high school, I had dairy cattle. I used to milk Jerseys and Guernseys every morning at 5 o'clock. in the morning, every morning, which means you're up much earlier than 5 o'clock, of course, and then at 5:30 at night after coming home from school. So when I see dairy cattle in any cows in any video, it gets my attention because it reminds me of reminds me of being a farmer. So when you guys start singing Dadamu, I'm like, what the heck is going on there? Dadamu. That's yikes. That's quite interesting. Now you've all played all over Europe, I believe. Yeah, certainly Alpine region of Europe. If I missed any countries, let me just ask a few of them, Mike. So obviously in Switzerland, in Österreich, in Germany, and I would assume also in Italy, and I saw you were in Finland as well. Where else have you played in Europe? Is that all, or have you been everywhere on the continent, Mike?
No, every country, every region is really different. Sometimes in the French part, the peoples are really young, and sometimes in the German Swiss part, they older than in this German in the French part, and then in Austria, the people are really different to the Swiss part, and that's for us it's really interesting to play with our program and our performance. Like sometimes the slowly titles are more common than the fast ones, and and for us that's a really challenge to choose the right songs for each concert, and but it's also fun, and for us it's really it's cool.
No, absolutely. That is interesting. I saw a video, I think it was a news report when you went to Finland, and they did, like, I don't know if it was a news report or documentary, and they said, yes, this Swiss yodeling group came here to Finland, and the crowd was a little confused at first. They didn't know what to make of them. But then suddenly everybody got into it, and it was very interesting. So I'm sure you have very different audiences around the world. But Kevin, ich muss dir fragen, was gefällt dir am besten, also als Mitglied von dieser Volksmusikband zu sein?
Ja, vor allem, dass wir jedes Mal live spielen. Also es ist immer alles live und ich spiele so gerne Gitarre, und das Ganze unterwegs sein, die Anreise im Tourbus, es ist immer lustig, der Soundcheck, immer das, und dann der Kick auf die Bühne und das Zusammensein mit der Familie, das ist wirklich wunderschön und unbeschreiblich. Yeah.
Wow, that's an excellent answer. I was asking Kevin what he finds the best thing. What's the most exciting, or what thing he enjoys the most about being in the group? And he said that I was a bit surprised about one part of it. He said that if I got this right, Melanie, he said that he loves being on the stage. He loves the live performances. He loves being with the family. He loves all that. But the one thing that got me is he said he liked the tour buses. I mean, most people don't like to be on tour buses. That kind of surprised me a little bit. Usually bands are like, no, we want to fly everywhere. We don't want to be in a bus.
We have to say that Kevin is the one who is sleeping a lot in the tour. There are some links to this answer.
I see. So there's a little something behind the screen. Okay. Yeah. So Kevin likes he's eingeschlafen immer. Okay. Tourbus. That's interesting. So he falls asleep all the time. Listen, I have to compliment your mom, guys. I watched your last mini concert you did a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, I didn't get the link in time. I was busy, but I watched it afterwards, and I saw you taking questions. By the way, whoever set that up, wow, very professional. That's an amazing live stream, especially during lockdown. The production values were through the roof. Very well done. I saw people give donations. That's awesome. That's wonderful to help support the group. But what I did notice listening to this is your mom speaks French very well, very well. I was very impressed by her French. Melanie says she speaks a little bit. She studied in high school, but clearly your mom learned it somewhere, and she learned it very well. Because when she first started speaking French, I'm like, so did Hans Uli marry a French Swiss woman? What's going on here?
No. She was 2 years or even 2.5 years in the French part of Switzerland when she finished school. So there she learned a lot of French and a lot of the vocals, also of the sounds. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's all about the sound.
Yeah.
And when we have concert in the French part of Switzerland, as Mike already said, that helps a lot because yeah, you know, if you have someone in the team who can, yeah, spontaneous speak to everyone, that helps a lot.
Well, it does. And I think it's interesting. And you mentioned something with language. To me, it's always, and this is a consequence when I learned my second language, which was German. I had a woman who taught the basics. We learned some phrases, wo ist der Bahnhof, things like that. You know, ein Bier bitte. You know, that's a very exciting sentence. And we would learn these phrases. And she was a German woman who was married to a soldier in the States. And she said, you must pronounce it properly. You must. So she spent a lot of time on the pronunciation. And so I've always made an effort to try to sound as authentic when I speak a language as possible. Many years ago, I was in Bavaria at a military training ground, and I had the day off. And so I was not wearing my uniform. I went to the canteen and ordered something to eat. And in the canteen, the gentleman and I were talking for a while. Now, understand that I don't speak German every day. So, you know, my German maybe not as good as it normally is, but he said to me, he said, so where are you from near Frankfurt? And I said, Frankfurt? I'm not from Frankfurt. Yeah, sure you are. I could tell you Frankfurt. I said, no, I'm an American. He said, no, you're not. You're from Frankfurt. I said, no, I'm not. I'm an American. I pulled out my ID card and he goes, I thought you're from Frankfurt. And I said, why? He said, because the way you speak. And without even realizing it, I'd picked up slang and colloquialisms from that part of Germany. You know, like, for instance, instead of saying 40, you'd say 40, you know, something like that. And I didn't even pick up on it. So language and pronunciation are really important. I think it's a good point you make there. And your mom's very good. I was very impressed. So you can let her know that I was impressed by her French. That was pretty cool.
We will tell her.
Excellent, excellent. So Oesch die Dritten. Okay, there's a Robin somewhere in the pipeline. I don't know about the gentleman, but will there be an Oesch die Vierten? Is that going to come along sometime, you think, down the road? I didn't ask anybody specifically. I'll ask Mike. I'll make it easy on Mike. What do you think, Mike? You think there'll be an Oesch die Vierten, a fourth generation in the group?
We don't know yet. Maybe it's really difficult to say something about that. But yeah, if he grow up too in our houses and with our music, of kind of music, and maybe we will have fun with our music. And if no, don't worry. It's the future is really open, and I think it's really important that he will have fun and he will do that what he loves, and that's the most important thing.
Well, I appreciate your comment. I think it's fair, Mike. I think it's best to be safe. You might get someone talented like a child, one of you or all of you, like Melanie, who can sing, or you might get a child like me who can't sing, and then you don't want to try to push them into a band if they can't sing. That would not be very good. So Melanie, let me ask you this question. So you've kind of grown up, you all have grown up in this group now. And since the age of 10, you've been out there on the stage performing. And you mentioned a little bit before that, I think 8 was when you first went on stage. What's it like? I mean, it must just be like a big part of your life. I mean, you probably can't imagine not having the group around.
That's true. For me, music is like a language, and the Yodel even too. So for me, every good experience I had in my life, or every cool, I don't know, meeting with a lovely person, it has to do with Yodel or with our music or with our band. And I'm very thankful for that, because that when we were young, when I was a child, I didn't realize that it has this value. But in the last year, I had a lot of these moments where I think, hey, it's such a gift to do that, to be on stage, to perform for our fans, to create new songs, to create new ideas, new projects. It's such a gift to make people happy for a few moments, and to give them hope, and to entertain them. So for me, it's a really big and important part of my life, and sometimes it's kind of religion for me, the yodeling and this folk music too. Yeah.
That's awesome. No, I have to say that of late, what with COVID and all the nonsense going on, whenever I'm starting to feel a little bit down, honestly, I'm not just telling this. I'll pop on YouTube, I'll pull up Heimat, I'll crack open a Hefeweizen, and I'll just sit here, have a Hefeweizen. After the second Hefeweizen, suddenly I'm yodeling. All the dogs and cats in the neighborhood are running away when I'm yodeling. It's really frightening. It's a very frightening scene. But Kevin, let me ask you this question, Kevin. Also, was für Musik gefällt dir, also außer die Volksmusik, etwas anderes von Rock oder Country oder etwas Besonderes zu hören?
Ja, meine größte Leidenschaft ist der Blues, der alte Blues. Blues, ja. Wir spielen auch ein Blues zusammen, Mike mit dem Kontrabass und ja, alles was Blues ist, alte Blues und so Rock'n'Roll, alte Musik, so dieses Jahr und so, das gefällt mir alles sehr, ja.
Also gefällt dir überhaupt Elvis Presley von Blues? Ja. Okay. Yeah. So I was asking Kevin if what kind of music he likes to listen to outside the folks music that the band plays, or the group plays, and he said he likes blues. He loves blues, and and I asked if he liked Elvis, and who doesn't like Elvis? I mean, if you don't like Elvis, you don't like music. I mean, Elvis wasn't the best singer, but he was an amazing performer, and everything he sang, gospel, blues, country, rock, he was awesome. So
even yodel.
Even what? Did he yodel? He yodeled?
Yeah. 3 weeks ago, one guy from South America, he sent me on Instagram a video where you can hear Elvis yodeling. Amazing.
No way. Yeah. That's awesome.
I do not know that so far, but I was very impressed about that. So yeah.
Wow. I actually, a little secret, my regular viewers of my program know this, but as a small child, we lived in Memphis for a while, and my father was a contractor for Elvis Presley. So as a small child, I ran around Graceland and I met Elvis. I used to hang out and meet him. He was really cool. I remember he's a really wonderful gentleman, and I really loved it. And then, it was a pretty cool experience. But even knowing Elvis didn't improve my singing capability. So that's unfortunate. That's really sad. But so Mike, you said you're a little shy, but when I see you guys perform, you don't look shy. When you get on stage, does that release that shyness, or do you feel very natural and comfortable? And maybe it's only when you're off stage you're more reserved.
Yeah, more off stage. I think if I on the stage, I'm feeling really comfortable and I like it. I really like it to stay on the stage, and it's for me it's beautiful, and I like the emotions and also the contact with the people, to sing, to have fun, to play the instrument, and it's given me really a lot to back for me personally, and it's I love them really. And shy, I think from outside I look not really shy, but sometimes I'm shy. Sometimes no, it's really different. Yeah.
No, circumstances dependent. So what's going on around you, probably. No, I understand that. If you had known me at the age of 17, you would have thought I was painfully shy. When I left the farm and went to university at 17, I was very shy, and I was out in the world on my own for the first time. And after a year of that, I wasn't so shy anymore. I changed a lot just in 1 year. So sometimes you can change. So as I look at the three of you here, not performing on stage, just dressed as, relaxing, I look at Kevin, I go, there's a guy I can hang out in a bar with. He looks like we'd have a good time, having a drink in a bar. And Mike looks like the kind of guy that you want to trust with your investment money. He just looks like the kind of guy that knows what's going on.
Yes.
And then, okay. See, so Kevin says, right. I called it right. And then Melanie looks like the girl next door that everybody wants to chat with and say hello. And how are you doing? How's it going? You guys just kind of strike me as just an everyday bunch of folks. So.
In fact, we were very different sometimes. Yeah.
So in fact, let me ask that question, Melanie. Of the three of you guys, are you very different, or are you all kind of similar? Did I get it correct in my guesses, or are you different or very similar?
Hmm,
Depend.
let me say
It
it
depends.
depends a lot. It depends a lot. Music is the one this biggest connecting thing between all of us, and then we have some special themes. For example, sports is more Kevin and Mike, and business about the events, the concert, the whole planning. It's more between Mike and me, and yeah, we have different themes we discuss, and everyone has his responsibility for one theme or one corner of our family structures. Yeah.
Okay, that's different approaches. So I want to ask Kevin, since you mentioned Sport, Melanie, was für Sport interessiert dich, Kevin? Zum Beispiel Skiheit oder?
Ja, im Winter Skifahren.
Mhm.
Skifahren, ja. Und nach draußen gehen in die Natur. Ja.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Und im Sommer, ja, Badminton. Yes.
Badminton, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And table soccer.
Table soccer.
Yes.
Oh, like
table soccer. Yes.
We call that foosball.
Yes.
We call that foosball. Yeah, not foosball, but foosball. We call it foosball. Okay,
Yes.
so I was asking Kevin what kind of sport interests him, and he said that of course he likes skiing. I think he's talking about cross country skiing, and that in the wintertime, and also likes to be out in nature hiking. And then in summertime, he likes to play badminton. I wasn't expecting to hear badminton. That's not a sport I associate with the Schweiz. You know, that doesn't sound like a stereotypical Swiss game. But that is interesting. So Mike, what about you? Because Melanie also said you like sport. What kind of sport do you like?
Skiing too. 10 years ago, I did my sport skiing for my professional, and then I have an accident with my knees, and then I have to stop the career on the skis. And yeah, that's the reason I had more time for the music, because earlier I said sport, skiing is my life and is my passion, and music came after that. But then it's changed a little bit, and yeah, now it's music my first thing. But yes, for sure, in the wintertime, I'm really a lot of the pistes of the snow for skiing. For also in the summertime, Kevin said too, it's hiking a lot. It's, for me, a sport is also healthy. It means a lot, and I love to do a lot of different kinds of sports: badminton, tennis, hiking, biking. I love this, and it's for the, if we travel a lot for the music and you came home, it's a good thing to relax, to recharge the batteries for the next concert, to have the chance to, for me it's to relax and to change, to, what does say that?
Auf Deutsch?
Abschalten, einfach delete a little bit and look forward. Yeah.
I just kind of release things and let go. So, okay, look, I think I've found a developing news story here that the world needs to know about. Apparently, badminton is quite popular in Switzerland. I had no idea. So we're gonna have to break that story to the world and let know that. So, Mike, if I understood you correctly, you were in professional skiing, Alpine skiing, and you were injured. Right. You were injured. So you're going to, okay, now I'm trying to think of a more current Alpine skier, because I mean, Alberto Tomba is too far back for you guys. And
no, I know.
Okay. What about Hani Wenzel in Liechtenstein? Do you know her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can say Hani Wenzel. Okay,
that's skiing with the daughter from the Tina Weirater.
Yeah. No, she's you've skied with her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's awesome. This is a great conversation on that. But listen, I've got bit of a surprise here. Someone's trying to enter the room here. Let me see who this is. Someone's trying to enter our conversation here. I apologize for this in advance. I wasn't expecting someone to try to call in here and see what's going on, but if this person joins us, Johann Eisel, who is that? That name sounds familiar. No camera coming up, so that's not working too well. The audio's connecting. I think I know who this is, but professional skiing, that's were you disappointed when you were injured and you couldn't continue your ski career?
Yeah, but lucky, I'm really, it was a gift, and it was lucky to have the music. It's for me, it was really important because, it's 20 years. I did everything for skiing, for this sports, and then sometimes you have to, your dream died, and it was disappointing, but the music gave me a lot.
No, that's got to be frustrating. We'll get back to that question in a second, but we have an interloper here, someone who's intruded in our conversation. It looks like, it says Johann Eisel, but that looks like Giselle to me. Giselle, hoe gaat het?
Goed en met jou.
Welcome, Giselle. I don't know if Kevin and Mike have met Giselle, but Melanie knows you.
Yeah.
Yes, I know Melanie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. It's good to see you again.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.
And hello to your brothers, Mike and Kevin.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So you guys are meeting her for the first time on this stream.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Chris White exclusive. We have an exclusive right here.
Yeah.
Well, for those who don't know in the
Melanie.
audience, what we've got going on here is that Giselle is a friend of mine from South Africa. She is an Afrikaans performer. She also sings in English for country music. Not my cup of tea, country music, but she sings it very well. Giselle, we're working on a concert tour, and Melanie and Giselle have been chatting and discussing things. So I think I cut you off by mistake there, Giselle. Were you going to say something?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Everything tip top, we say in Switzerland.
Tip top. Okay, it was Melanie I cut off. Sorry, Melanie. Yeah. So welcome, Giselle. How are things in South Africa?
Thank you. It's raining. It's actually a bit chilly tonight. Yeah. Everything is going great, I think. We're not home. We came to visit Johan's mom for a few days. So we're here now, and
So listen, I have to clarify for my audience, okay, because and especially for Melanie, Mike, and Kevin, when South Africans say it's chilly, that's anything under 20 degrees, okay? So if it's, you guys aren't going to agree with her that it's chilly. You'll be like me. If it's 4 or -6, that's chilly, but 20, that's not chilly.
Yeah, Chris, what's with the long sleeves, eh?
Well, I was trying to find something sort of Gebirge, mountain, sort of, Bayerisch or Schweizer. And so this is kind of a winter sweater, even though I'm not cold at all. I put it on just for the theme for, I don't have any mountain climbing gear. So they are from Switzerland. And so I just wanted something that would fit in. So there you go. That's with the sweater.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, as I mentioned just a moment ago, we're working on a tour with Oesch Dritten coming to South Africa. We were hoping for October, but with all the concert dates sliding, we've had to push this into 2022. And so they're going to come down. And I'm glad that Giselle's here because I need to tell the three of you how this all came about. I don't think you know the story. So do you know the story of how this happened? Okay. No?
No,
Okay.
I have no idea.
Giselle, what are you talking about? She being coy now.
I don't know.
Okay, well, here's what happened. So
I just can't remember.
last year when my channel was just getting started, I invited Giselle to come on the program. She did her album debut, Für uns Mensen. That was an album she did in Afrikaans. And because she couldn't go anywhere in lockdown, they did it live and I carried it on my channel. So later, because people asked for her to come on because they loved her, she's a lovely person. So we had her on the channel and
I remember.
now she remembers. She and Johan were on the channel and it became a 4-hour and 20-minute live stream. Don't worry, folks, we're not doing 4 hours today. That's not happening, okay? But it was a 4-hour and 20-minute live stream. And so at one point, I didn't want to ask her to sing. I thought that was unfair to ask her to sing. But my viewers kept saying, come on, get Giselle to sing something a cappella. And so I said, well, if she wants to. And one of the guests or one of the viewers said, could you get her to play, and they typed it, it was something else, it's like Oesch de Dritten. I'm like, what the heck is Oesch de Dritten? I never heard of Oesch de Dritten before. And so Giselle and Johan were watching this, were listening to the stream, but they weren't watching the program, so they couldn't see the chat. And so I said to them, I said, I tried to explain it, and Johan says, do you think they mean Oesch de Dritten? And I said, Oesch de Dritten, what's that? He said, it's the Swiss yodeling group. And so I went and did a quick Google search. And I said, oh, you mean Oesch de Dritten? Is that what you're talking about? He goes, yeah, that's them. Anyway, so he told me, he said that for years, he's wanted to sponsor a tour of Oesch to come to South Africa because you have so many fans there. And most people don't even know how to say your name, but they love your music. And that's where it all came about. And so that started the path to how we got in touch with you guys and how we're setting up a South Africa tour. So let me ask this going around the room, since now we got 4 musical artists in the room. Let me get your thoughts. So I'll start with Mike and we'll work across counterclockwise. Mike, do you know about the possibility of becoming South African? And what do you think about doing a tour in South Africa? That'll be very different for you guys.
Yeah, it's really different, but I think it's would be a great chance to improve our music and to get some new styles and new kinds of music. And I think also with Giselle, it's would be great to mix this kinds of music.
Well, I agree. And what's fascinating, of course, is that they're both Germanic languages in origin. So you have German and you have Afrikaans, which originally came from Dutch, but it's its own language now. And so I think if you listen to any Afrikaans lyrics, you'll often go, hey, I think I understand that, at least some of it. And then for the Afrikaners, they hear some German and they understand some of it. So for your audience, if you sing something mixing the two languages, they'll be confused and amazed at the same time. And think about this. Now, Mike, picture this, okay? You guys come to South Africa. Kevin, listen, this is going to be good. Okay. You're going to like this. You guys come to South Africa. Well, I'm not in South Africa, but I'll be there for the tour. But you go to South Africa and they've got Melanie yodeling next to lions. Think about that one. So we won't know if she's yodeling to entice the lions to be calm or to scare them away. We won't know which it is. So we'll have to figure that part out. But
we will see.
we'll see. So Giselle, what do you think about this idea? I mean, Oesch coming to South Africa, I'm sure you're going to love this idea.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I can't wait for them to come to South Africa. I think we're going to have a good time. We're going to have fun. Look, I just want to take them to the Kruger National Park. Melanie, please Google the Kruger National Park. So I really want to take you guys there and show you a little bit of Africa. When I go to the Kruger, I get why we're still here and why we love Africa. So yeah, I want to take them to the Kruger and have fun and sit around a little fire and maybe make some music. And then of course the concerts and the tour, and maybe we can also go to Namibia. And so I think that'll be fun, and I know that the audiences will love them.
Absolutely. And, you guys should know that Giselle is actually from Namibia. She's not South African. She's actually from Namibia. So she grew up, she's as we used to say in Afrikaans, a boermeisie. She's a farm girl. She grew up in a remote farm in the northern part of Namibia. So we've got that link, me having been a dairy farmer, she grew up as a farm girl. So Melanie, your thoughts on a South Africa tour. What do you think about the possibilities?
When I heard from this idea to go to South Africa, and when I saw the video from Giselle, I was so in love and I have so good feelings. And when I met Giselle last week in this Zoom meeting, I have this good feeling too, even more. And I'm so excited, and I'm looking forward to come and to create some new music or new combinations. And yeah, I can't wait to meet you in real. And yeah, I'm so excited, and I am happy to and thankful that music makes a project like this. Yeah.
Makes it possible.
Yeah, it makes it possible.
It's awesome. And what's
Yeah.
really cool is how music kind of brings people together wherever they believe politically or socially. People just kind of get together for music. Do you recall which song that you heard from Giselle that you really like? Was it Zuidwest or South Africa or?
Yeah, Southwest.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that, I talked to Giselle about that on her chat, and she wasn't sure about doing the song. She said she told her father about it. He said, "You must do this song. You must do this song." And of course, her father was correct. It was the right move. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
And if you actually get to Namibia, you'll get to see if you get to the Skeleton Coast, you'll see those shipwrecks from ships that wash up on the shore. It's pretty crazy. And Kevin, ja, und du, was denkst du also von Tour in Südafrika?
Ja, ich freue mich natürlich sehr auf dieses Experiment, ja, dieses Abenteuer, sage ich jetzt mal, ja. Auf jeden Fall. Sehr, sehr begeistert.
Well, okay. Well, so I asked Kevin what he thinks of the South African tour. He's very excited about what he called experiment, about this adventure. And he's very, how do I translate begeistert? Very enthused, spirited about it. That's good to hear, Kevin. That's pretty cool. And if we're able to make the Namibia leg happen, it'll be memories you'll never forget, guys. You'll absolutely, it's amazing, beautiful country. It is huge and it's gorgeous landscape. And the same in South Africa. There's so many iconic things to see. Cape Town and Kruger National Park, the beaches in KwaZulu-Natal, the Drakensberg Mountain. I can picture you guys now standing in front of the Royal Amphitheater at Royal Natal National Park, yodeling or performing with Giselle. That's going to be a video that it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
That sounds really amazing.
It is. And I'm sure that the venues will probably be sold out. People will turn up. It's amazing. South Africans love their music and they really show up for these things. So let me switch a little bit now and ask this question to you guys. It's been a tough year for everybody around the world, this COVID, but especially for performers, whether the comedians or musicians, but people who appear on stage and appear before other people to entertain them, to inform them. It's been very difficult. For you guys, I know that you've been active. You've been doing some online concerts and that keeps going. But what is kind of, Giselle produced an album and she's writing another album plus a theme song for Chris White Africa. But so she's been busy doing that. Look at her smiling. So and now laughing. But so I know it's been keeping Giselle busy. She's also a new mom, so she's that's had her hands full too. But let me start with Kevin. Also diese letzte Jahr, es war echt schwierig für jeder, also mit Covid. Also für dich, wie war die letzten 12 Monate? War das eine Schwierigkeit oder etwas interessant vielleicht oder etwas Neues?
Ja, es war schon ein schwieriges Jahr, weil wenn man jedes Wochenende unterwegs ist und immer zusammen und immer auf der Bühne, das Gefühl, auf der Bühne zu stehen und den Leuten die Freude, die wir haben auf der Bühne, die den Leuten weitergeben, das fehlt schon. Mhm. Und wenn man dann auf einmal die letzten 10 Jahre immer am Wochenende unterwegs war, hast du auf einmal mehr Zeit am Wochenende und was machst du dann? Dann hast du das ist schon schwierig.
Ja, das ist ja ein bisschen unfair, plötzlich ja nicht mehr auf der Bühne zu sein, ja? Nicht einfach.
Yeah. Genau.
Yeah. So I'd asked Kevin, I said his thoughts about, what's it's been like this last year. And he said, it's been difficult. He said, every day you go on the stage, and then suddenly you're not. It's a tough transition. And my last comment to him back was that, yeah, it is a bit unfair. You're used to doing that. Melanie, for you, you just light up on the stage. I mean, I don't want to make you blush or embarrass you, but you really light up on stage. And I imagine for you, it's also got to be frustrating not being able to be on the stage the past year, entertaining folks. What's the last year been like for you?
Yeah, it's very frustrating not to be on stage and not to perform for our fans. And some concert we had to postpone already 2 or 3 times. And, people, they bought their tickets and We have a lot of questions here in the office. How is about my ticket? Is it still okay, or do you postpone the concert, or do you know about that? Do you know, a lot of questions, and it's very difficult for us too. We can't not give some prognosis. It's yeah, we have to wait, and we have to accept also this situation. Beside that, the last year for me was very cool also, because we decided to give the last concert on the 29th of February 2020, and in the end of March my son was born. So yeah, it was a year full of joy and of learning about how is it to be a mother, to be a whole family in the family, and you know, a lot of new things and a lot of beautiful moments with Robin. And sometimes I have to handle these two sides of this special year, and sometimes it makes me a little bit, well, what can I do? And I try to see the positive sides, and to stay positive, and to have hope for all of us. And I think it's, yeah, we all need music, and I think it will gonna be good.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Okay, you said that you did your last concert, that you guys last year, on the 29th of February, which is an unusual date. We don't usually have 29 days, but you did on the 29th of February. And Robin was born a month later. Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah.
So you were 8 months pregnant and yodeling on stage.
Yeah.
I hope that didn't traumatize Robin. He'll remember that. But who says women aren't tough? I mean, come on, give it up here, folks. Women are tough. 8 months pregnant, yodeling on stage. Woo, that's something else. All right. Well, but I love the approach you take there, Melanie, by saying that. And you were getting to this point, is that while it's been difficult this past year for you because of the birth of your son, it's given you a unique opportunity to spend a great deal more time with raising your child and connecting with your child and your family than you would have been able to do in normal circumstances because of tours and such. So that's pretty awesome. That's a nice, that's taking lemons and turning them into lemonade. That's nice. I like that. Now, speaking of lemons into lemonade, Giselle had a concert tour all set up. She was going to she's, like I said, she's recorded in English before and for country music, but her first Afrikaans album was all ready. It was long in the making. She was ready to do it. She had a tour set up in South Africa, Namibia, and the States. And then along comes COVID, everybody's unwanted uncle. Nobody wants that uncle in the house. Go away. But along comes COVID. And instead of complaining about it, instead of giving up and being frustrated, she and Johan put together a concert online. They've been working. She's been writing new music, and Giselle is also raising a lovely young child too. Giselle, what's the last year been like for you, this difficult year?
Yeah, I'm with Melanie on that. I think we're kind of in the same boat, you know, with the babies. For me, yes, it's been difficult because we don't have any shows. Shows were canceled, tours were canceled. So it is difficult. For me, not really being able to interact with other singers, for me that's a bit difficult, because you can easily just become a stay-at-home mom, you know. But for me, just the Zoom meeting that I had with Melanie, for me that was inspiring, and I think maybe motivating me to keep writing and to stay in the game and to do what we do. We were born to do that. But for the rest, yes, we got to spend some quality time, and also with little Elzé. And you know what? Nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Now, I have to confess, I'm a little surprised. I thought that I had been pushing and motivating you very much the past year, so I'm kind of bummed out.
You have.
So it took Melanie to make it happen. I feel kind of like, you know, in America we say chopped liver. That's the stuff nobody wants to eat. I feel kind of, you know, tossed aside. Yeah, I mean, look, Melanie can't rock a beard like this. Come on, Giselle. Anyway. All right, Mike, it's to you now. Last year's been tough, lots going on. You can't perform on stage. Have you used this time for anything else, or are you writing, or are you reading, or are you skiing? What are you doing to keep busy, and what's the year been like for you?
I began Ausbildung.
Training, development training.
Yeah, right. And yeah, for me, what I have to, last year, I already knew that Melanie is pregnant and the Robin will come. And for me, it was a chance to do something other. It's yeah, I have to get the chance to make another thing. And for me, it was a good year. But yeah, Kevin already said that it was really annoying, and it's we live for the stage, we live for our music, and this stop to go up to the stage, it was really hard and tough, and I really hoping that it's come to end soon. And actually in the Switzerland we have to wait, and today it was new restrictions for the next month, and yeah, all the people hope that it will come to end really soon. But yeah, it's difficult, and sometimes the people said the time it's to open the restriction, it's already here. And yeah, the Geduld, I don't know the word.
Patience.
Yeah, the patient, it's to came to the end. Yeah, and the people want to go to concerts, to do sports, and everything is closed, and that's really annoying. And
Yeah,
it's also the fitness center are closing, and that's really difficult for some people. It's everything, it's their packed passion.
no, but you've got mountains. Just climb the mountains. Go hiking in the mountains.
Yeah, that's really. We hope really that it will be better soon. Yeah.
Well, just to show you how close the languages can be. So you mentioned Geduld, which is patience. It's the same word in Afrikaans, and she just pronounced it. Say it again, Giselle.
Geduld.
Yeah, they don't know how to pronounce G's in Afrikaans. They Geduld, instead of Geduld. Yeah, so but it's the exact same word in Afrikaans. So you can imagine when I started learning Afrikaans, I would look at it and go, wait a second. That's English. No, it's not. It's Afrikaans. What's the word for water? It's water in Afrikaans. No, it's whereas German, it's Wasser, of course, and then water. So yeah. Well, let me ask this question. We should wrap up soon. I could go for hours, but I don't want to keep you guys too long. But let me and Giselle knows I can go for hours. That's not an empty idle threat. But let me ask you this question. Okay, so favorite Oesch song that you perform, Kevin? Was gefällt dir am besten? Also zum Beispiel von Oesch, also von Lied. Beste Lied.
Beste Lied.
Yeah.
Yodel Time.
Yodel Time. Okay.
Yodel Time. Yes.
Okay, Mike.
Ooh, it's really difficult. I wrote on the last album my personal song, a new song, and it's called Hawaii. And that the reason was I spent 3 months in Hawaii, 2018, and it was a really great time for me. And yeah, then that was the reason I wrote this song. And for me, it's this personally favorite song. Okay. But yeah, we have a lot of songs. I have really fun to play these songs, and it's to pick up just one song. It's difficult to over 100 songs, and yeah, more than
no. But I mean, if you're the songwriter and you put your heart into it, I could understand why it's your favorite. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I get why it's difficult to pick a favorite. Melanie, what about you? What's your favorite?
I have to say it's Yodel Time too, because of the Yodel. But actually, I'm I love also Heimat because
there
I realize what this song makes in all the videos, and it's so amazing to see how people react even if they do not love Yodel. You know,
No,
it's magic.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, that was me echoing. Oh, somebody got the sound on somewhere. Okay. So no, so I was going to say, yeah. So yeah, that I'm going to ask Giselle in a moment her favorite too. But so your Heimat song, when you sing it, it reminds me of something. Now it's very different, but it's the same vibe. Do you guys know the group Opus? Opus from Österreich. Yeah, Live is Life. La 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 la. Live. Anyway, that song, no matter when they sing it, no matter what age they sing it at, gets hundreds of thousands of people to show up in Wien or somewhere like that, Vienna, and everyone in the crowd sings it, and it's got that beat. And when I hear you guys sing Heimat, it gives me that same feeling. It's just amazing. I saw the video where you have this huge fest tent, this huge beer hall, and thousands of people in there, and it's magical. So I know you guys have your personal favorites, but you know, as a fanboy, Heimat does it. Now, look, Dadamu is a close second. Dadamu, I'll be honest, it's a close second, but Heimat is the one. Giselle, do you have a favorite? I think you like Heimat, but I don't know if you listen to all of their music or what.
Yeah. What's the yodeling? Is it the yodeling song? What was it?
No, I think it's Heimat. Don't worry, talking about it. Yodel,
No, but the other one.
Yodel time.
Yodel time.
Yodel time. Yes, I love that one because of the yodeling, and then definitely, obviously, Heimat, because Heimat, you want to sing along. That's what I said to Melanie. You want to sing along. You want to dance along, and even if you can't yodel, you try, and it's just a feel good song. And so yeah, I would have to say Heimat as well. Yes,
absolutely. And one thing I want to say before you guys all go is that one of my experiences in learning German was watching film and listening to music. And of course, one of my favorite all-time performers was Peter Alexander from Austria, and he was amazing. I could follow the dialect. I could understand the language in the movies and the songs. And so that sort of Heimat film is something that's always appealed to me a lot. So when you sing, it's just the name of the song Heimat, it makes me think of those good feelings of those sort of 1950s and 60s movies that were all about, you know, the Alps and Bavaria and Switzerland and Österreich and all that stuff. It's just, it's, I mean, I'm not even from Europe. I mean, it's awesome for me. So I'm sure that for people from those regions, it's really like, yeah, all right, finally they're singing it. We've been waiting for 2 hours. Here it is. Yikes. Anyway, so listen, I want to thank you. Also, ich muss mich bedanken, also für jeder, das war ja fabelhaft jetzt. Ich hoffe, dass für euch war das auch fabelhaft oder ausgezeichnet. Und vielleicht können wir das noch einmal machen in der Zukunft. Und hoffentlich, wir haben keine mehr Lockdown. Das wird sehr gern besser als heute. But anyway, I just want to thank them all for coming. I've really enjoyed it. And what I'd like to do is go around the room. And when I ask you for your last comments, please I'll put you in the waiting room. And if you could hang around for a couple of minutes, I'll close the stream out because I'd like to talk to Oesch and Giselle. You're welcome to stay for just a couple minutes afterwards. Is that okay? Can we do that? Okay, so we're going to wrap up now and we're going to start with Kevin. Also, wir sind jetzt leider am Ende und ich wollte dir fragen, was hättest du etwas uns zu sagen, interessant oder gut oder ja, was hast du etwas how to share? I can't think share. What's the word for share in German?
Teilen.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Now you guys are helping me translate German and English. Okay, Kevin, du bist dran, Kevin.
Also jetzt zu dem Interview. Ja, war natürlich wunderbar und es hat sehr, sehr Spaß gemacht und freuen uns, also ich freue mich auf die Zukunft mit dir und Giselle und ja, genau.
All right, that's awesome. Kevin said he enjoyed it. It was fantastic. Enjoyed the interview. He's looking forward to the future. And I got to say this before we get off air, Kevin, your Swiss German accent rocks. When you speak German, I love it, man. I love it. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's really awesome. So, Mike, what about you? Any last thoughts as we wrap up?
Yeah, it was a great experience, and I hope really we can meet us in reality. And yeah, we have to improve a little bit our languages. But yeah, sometimes I think it would be better. And if we'll go to South Africa, we will learn also African, and yeah, it would be great.
Well, Mike,
thank you so much.
Oh no, you're most welcome. It's my pleasure. Mit Vergnügen. It's my pleasure. Listen, you're right. It's always good to learn other languages. Look at this. We all learned tonight what the word for patience is in Afrikaans. It's the same as German. You just have to pronounce it funny. No, it's geduld.
There you go.
See, Giselle said I got it that time. All right, Giselle, we've got you in here too. Anything you want to say about this? And by the way, yes, you probably figured out it wasn't a surprise that Giselle called in. I set this all up ahead of time. I tried to get Johan to twist her arm to make sure she'd come on. And then when she found out that you guys are going to be on, she's like, no, I'll do it. So Giselle, any thoughts about what we've been talking about in the conversation we've had?
You know what? I just want to say this about I think the whole group. I met Melanie in the Zoom chat or meeting, and I said to her, for me to work with somebody can't only or just be a business decision. If I like you and if we can be friends, then I think we can work even better together, you know. Mm-hmm. And so it was really important for me to get to know them and at least meet one of them. And I said to Melanie, thank you. I already like you, and I think we're gonna work really, really well together. And you know what? There are no egos, just down to earth people, and I love them. I can't wait for them to come to South Africa. And yeah.
Excellent. Baie dankie, Giselle. So, Melanie, du bist jetzt dran.
Thank you so much, Giselle. I have the same feelings when we chatted last week, and I want to thank you, all of you, for contacting us, because it's not normal that people from South Africa write Swiss yodeling people, hey, have you fun to come to South Africa? So we are lucky devils, and we are looking forward to do that with you, and we are very motivated and very inspired also, and let's do that. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, well, folks, we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to put all of my guests in the waiting room. They're going to wait for a couple minutes, and I'll close up the stream. And I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. I know that's been a little frustrating as I've come under attack on YouTube, and so I'm not able to live stream there today. And hopefully we'll have that resolved in the next week. In the meantime, this video will be posted here on Facebook. I'll repost it after we edit and put the beginning in and fix it up a little bit. And it's already there if you want to watch it for now. And then it'll also be posted on Odyssey. That's another platform people can go watch it on, so you can watch it there. Anyway, so Giselle, thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Thanks for helping me be part of my little secret guest arrival that was a surprise. And to the third generation of Oesch die Dritten, with the very Swiss-sounding given names of Melanie, Mike, and Kevin. I just want to say vielen Dank. Das war für mich, was kann ich da sagen? Ja, also die Wörter sind nicht da. Es war fantastisch. Vielen Dank. Ich bedanke mich. So thank you guys so much for that. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Prost.
Zum Prost.
Thanks so much.
All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Ciao.